inside Yost Arena for... That's right, welcome inside Yost Arena for our opening night as the 6th-ranked Michigan Wolverines face the Lindenwood Lions. It was a typical fall day outside, just in time for some hockey to get going here in Ann Arbor. I'm Matthew Levy, and I'm joined by Jake Singer here in the first period. Jake, you can feel the energy. It's opening night. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling fantastic. This team looks great. There's a lot of freshmen on this team for the Michigan Wolverines, and they're playing this Lindenwood team that hasn't had a much D1 hockey experience, so it should be a really fun matchup for opening night here in Yost.
Yeah, we'll start with Michigan. I mean, we could talk about last year all we want, but looking forward to this year. Much younger team, guys we don't really know, a lot of freshmen, namely some guys like Adam Fantelli, the center on the first line. So what is the key for Michigan to get the season starting on a positive note?
They just have to rely on their older pieces, honestly. You have freshmen like Fantilli, Gavin Brindley, you got guys like, we were saying, Rutger McGrarity, but you have to rely on Luke Hughes, Mackie Samoskevich. Those guys were your focal points from last year's team. They're the experienced ones. They know how D1 hockey works. They know how the Frozen Four works, and you have to rely on them going into the season.
And you might say Lindenwood. What team is that? Michigan just going to roll over them? Well, Lindenwood last week played Minnesota, so they're already 2 games into their season, and they played Minnesota pretty tough.
They played Minnesota really tough. They lost 4-0 the first game, but they played they battled tough in the second game against Minnesota, only losing 6-4. You got guys like Kyle Jeffers, their AIC transfer, scoring their first goal in Lindenwood history last weekend. You got guys like, David Gagnon and Caleb Price. You should be looking for this team to score goals. They're not going to go down easy.
They're not. And the other thing is, which is so interesting, because this is their first year as Division I, as we just mentioned, as opening puck is dropped and we are underway as the Michigan Wolverines and the Lindenwood Lions get this thing going from Yost Arena as that one is played towards the middle of the ice. Here come the Lions down the right wing. Good hit by Samoskevich, and the Wolverines will control. Dylan Duke will get over there and swing it back across to Truscott in their own third. Samoskevich giving it across to Moyle. Moyle moving in, trying to swing it across. Good defense by the Lions. That was Drew Kuzma.
In this game right now, we have Michigan in their white jerseys, Lindenwood in their black and gold.
Here come the Lions back the other way. Kuzma trying to feed his man, and that one, again, controlled by the Wolverines. Here's Casey. Casey up to Truscott. Moving in, that was McGordy, and then Nolan Moyle goes to Chase. Casey will play it along. It's Casey and Brindley here towards the point, and Gannon gets the steal for the Lions, and here they come. Gannon trying to feed Willis, and nothing there as Stephen Holtz will control, send it around the boards as Brindley falls. That will go all the way down, and then controlled for the Lions, by the Lions again.
Casey and McGordy, both freshmen out here early in this game, just trying to get some playing time, and also both of them are playmakers, and I think Michigan's going to rely a lot on them this season, trying to get that offensive production from out of them.
A little miscommunication from Holtz and Portillo. That gave Lindenwood a chance, and then they keep it in, so it's in the Michigan defensive zone. Anderson, shot. Good save by Portillo. Allard, back to Joannis. Good control here. First real possession for either side. Throwing it across. That save. Rebound in front. Good save. Another chance. And sent aside by Portillo. So a really good start. The Lions already 2 games in. Maybe a little rust for the Wolverines to start.
Hunter Johannes, 2 great opportunities there for Lindenwood. Portillo made some really nice stops, but he had a wide open net for one of those shots, and Michigan's really lucky the score is still 0-0 early on in this first period.
Ciccolini. He'll send it in. Here comes Halem. Halem trying to move in, looking for someone in the middle. He'll swing it across. Fantilli, the defenseman. There's 2 Fantillis, number 63 and number 19. Here they come, back the other way. Sturzer, back to Jeffers. Jeffers trying to swing it in front. Good defense by Luke Fantilli, the defenseman. Here's Ogg, first line in for the Lions. Trying to swing it to Yamchuk, and we've got a whistle.
Luca Fantilli there, really nice defensive stop for Michigan again. Lindenwood is here to play. They have some really nice offense opportunities, out shooting Michigan 3-0 right now. And Michigan just really having to stay back on their heels and play some good defense.
And now Michigan commits a penalty, so that was the reason for the stop. I think it was Fantilli in the penalty. So a early power play for the Lions, and they were 2 for 4 against Minnesota in that power play.
They were fantastic against Minnesota in the power play. Minnesota ranked 2nd in the country. Michigan ranked 7th at the moment. So you know they have a early and hot schedule right now, and they have to not bow down to that competition.
Good chance from Jeffers as Lindenwood trying to get the power play rolling. Trying to swing it across. Here's Gannon. Samoskevich provides the pressure. Good job by Luke Hughes. Hughes sends it out.
Having Luke Hughes back is massive for Michigan right now. He didn't play last week in the exhibition game, but I know having him on the defensive line, first line for Michigan right here, is going to be really key to stopping this power play opportunity for Lindenwood.
Jeffers gets things going for the Lions. Still in their own zone. Price brings it up, the defenseman. Price trying to swing it across in there and easy for the Wolverines. That was Stephen Holtz, and sent all the way down, played by the Lion goalie Trent Burnham, the sophomore.
Nice.
Good hit, good forecheck here from the Wolverines as they're trying to mount a shorthanded opportunity. Here's Nolan Moyle keeping it in the Lion zone. Moyle swinging it across, moving on that left side. Good hit from Jeffers, and then controlled by the Lions.
Really nice play there by the captain, Nolan Moyle, just trying to take some time off the clock during the power play, and he's really just trying to ease into this Michigan defense and stop Lindenwood from a scoring opportunity here early.
Willis will lose the puck and sent out again by Luke Hughes. So he's been active here on this penalty kill. No real chances so far as another shorthanded opportunity, but just offsides was Halem. So in this first period, I mean, just getting started, Lindenwood looks like the faster, the stronger, and probably the better team for the first couple minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. It depends on what it really is. Lindenwood, 2 games under their belt. Michigan just 1 exhibition game, so that could play into it. It's a lot of freshmen on this Michigan team, 12 freshmen and counting, and they're all trying to get their opportunities. Got a new coach for Michigan this year, so Michigan's trying to figure their stuff out, but they'll get into it, I believe. And right now, it's really interesting to see Lindenwood playing really hard against Michigan.
The ref fell on that faceoff, so controlled by the Lions. 27 seconds left in this power play. No real chances so far for the Lions, as they'll bring it up in their own zone. Michigan has been very active on that forecheck and providing pressure on the power play, on the penalty kill, excuse me. Here's Casey trying to swing it across. Holtz will try to get it out. Cannot. Moving it into the zone. Ogg sending it across and out. Just past the stick of Adam Conquest and all the way down as Wilkie will control for the Lions.
For the first power play kill of the season, Michigan looked really good. They were clearing the puck a lot. They even had 2 offensive scoring opportunities, down 5 men to 4. So really good start for Michigan. That should bode well for the rest of the game as they hope to stay out of the penalty box.
Dude, good pass. Up. Here's a chance for Telly. No, it just wide. Good opportunity for the Wolverines.
Really good opportunity there for Fantilli, the freshman, trying to get an early score in the season, but just wide. But it was nice to see that he's not afraid to take those one-on-one chances.
Johannes moving in, trying to get it over to Jeffers. Good defensive play again by the Wolverines. That was Jacob Truscott. So the veterans, the first defensive pair, it's Truscott and Hughes, and we've got a Wolverine down. That is not good. That is not a good sight to see.
I believe that's Samoskevich.
Yeah, it is. Mackie Samoskevich, the sophomore from Sandy Hook. He was hit on the play, didn't exactly see it by the Michigan bench. Now getting up.
Samoskevich, 2 goals last week in the exhibition game against Windsor. Really strong offensive piece for this Michigan Wolverines team, although he's getting up and he's getting right to the bench. So I think he should be fine, but the trainers are going to take a look at him and see if he can get back in this game.
Yeah, it was just a big hit. Johannes really laid him out, and he'll go into the penalty box. So
Samoskevich going into the locker room now. So not a great sign for Michigan. We'll have to, keep our tabs on him.
Yeah, the right wing first lineman for the Wolverines. But the Michigan Wolverines do have a power play as a result of that hit. So as we wait for things to get settled.
With 14:39 here left in the first period, Michigan has 0 shots on goal at the moment. So this power play opportunity is really big for the Wolverines offense, and to see if they can try to maximize on the opportunity of being 5-on-4 here.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting to see what Michigan's power play does without Mackie Samoskevich. Who are you going to put in replace of him? That will be something to watch, and maybe the chemistry could be there. We'll see that as well. But yeah, you're talking about it. 0 shots so far for the Wolverines. We're about over 5 minutes in. 0 shots, 4 for the Lions. You got to get something going right now, and this is the perfect opportunity.
So currently from our vantage point, we're looking at the refs. They're trying to review the play to see if it is a major penalty on Lindenwood versus a minor. That's a 5-minute versus a 2-minute. So a big deal here for the Wolverines as the refs are sitting behind the box. They're going to come out right now, and we'll give you the call once they give it to us.
So what would classify in that situation a major versus a minor? What would be the kind of
I think the first thing they're looking for is head or neck contact. That's the biggest thing. It was against the board, so it was kind of out of play. So already the penalty was justified, but let's see if he hit him in the head or not. And they call a 2 minutes for interference on Lindenwood, so it's just a minor penalty. They deemed it was not the major penalty that we were thinking, but still a 2-minute minor for the Michigan Wolverines here, as they will start in the circle in Lindenwood's territory as Fantilli is going to take the putt drop.
So it's Fantilli, TJ Hughes as well, McGordy in as well, and Dylan Duke. So those are the 4, plus at the top, we've got Granowitz. Here's Luke Hughes. Swinging across to Fantilli. Fantilli back down. Moyle. Fantilli across Hughes. Here's Fantilli moving a chance. Good save by Burnham. Out of the zone. Luke Hughes will control.
Really nice stick work there by Hughes trying to get the puck back in Lindenwood zone. Swinging around the boards.
Hughes back to the other Hughes. There's Dylan Duke. Hughes back to Fantilli. So there's TJ Hughes and Luke Hughes, not related, as that one's out of the zone, and Portillo and Hughes communicate as Wozniak will provide the pressure, and then Fantilli will control, at least for the moment.
You say there are 2 Hugheses, but there are 2 Fantilli brothers, Luca Fantilli and Adam Fantilli, both freshmen, although 2 years apart, as Adam Fantilli is in right now for Michigan.
Here's Fantilli trying to swing it across. Good job by the Lindenwood Lions stick. There, he tried to swing it back to Casey, and just nothing going here for the Wolverines. They did get a shot, and now with just over halfway through this power play.
Substitution there for the Wolverines now, trying to get their second line out there with Gavin Brindley, the other freshman, trying to see if he can make something happen.
So Brindley trying to swing it across. Good chance. Hughes back to Truscott, trying to look middle. Across, Casey, top of the point. Here's Hughes, swinging it across to Truscott, towards the elbow. A shot, no. Towards the face-off area. Here's Brindley, a chance. Good save by Burnham again as Halem was trying to get the deflection, and then TJ Hughes will keep it in.
Hughes. The second line, TJ Hughes. Big focal point here. Seamus Casey as well. Really nice puck work, just trying to find the net right now.
Casey, Truscott, swinging across for Hughes, nothing there. Back to Casey at the point. Casey moving in, trying to swing it across. Truscott's chance goes high and wide. Brindley trying to get it to his teammate in Casey. Casey will handle for the moment, turning, spinning, swinging across. Brindley just off his stick, and that will end the power play. Some really good chances from that second line.
Really nice, good chances right there with the second line. Really a lot better chances the first line even had, but they'll find their way. There were a few opportunities, some missed passes, but Michigan is really trying to find their way.
turns it over, and a chance there to cut you off, Jake. That was a wide open chance, almost a terrible turnover by the Wolverines, but they escape.
Really lucky there by the Wolverines. Gave Lindenwood a wide open opportunity. Point blank raised right in front of Portillo. 101. Portillo made a really nice save. There's some scrappiness going on by Johannes.
And Draper for the Wolverines.
So refs are in. No punches were thrown. Broken up pretty fast.
Just a little chippiness for opening night.
Not many punches really thrown in college hockey, as they could probably be ejected from the game as opposed to the NHL, but it's always nice seeing a little bit of scrapping, especially these freshmen getting in here. So they were actually getting really scrappy last week, just trying to show they got some guts, and they're trying to prove to their coach and their players that they got their back.
Yeah, but the one thing you got to see with this team, of course, with all these freshmen, is those boneheaded mistakes, those inexperienced plays that we really didn't see as much last year with such an experienced team from the Wolverines. As Estapa will be in the face-off zone for the Wolverines. Across is Max Neal. So both fourth lines in. Neal wins the draw for the Lions. And controlled. Here comes Yakimchuk trying to swing it over to Conquest. Good job by the Wolverines. They'll control it now at center ice. Here's Fantilli.
Really nice defense there by Draper, who's in that scrappy little tiff with the Lindenwood Lion and gets right back in there, makes a really nice defensive play, and now the Wolverines have possession in Lindenwood zone, trying to score an opportunity here.
Estapa and Fantilli trying to do a 1-2. They'll get it down to Fantilli, who's kind of struck in as the puck went across the net of Burnham. Here is an opportunity. Johannes moving in.
Samoskevich back in the game now for Michigan. Really good sign for the Wolverines, avoiding a really big injury there on the boards earlier, probably 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, that might have caused some of the, just lack of chemistry, lack of just really chances by that first line on the power play, because usually Mackie Samoskevich is on that power play.
Yeah, he was really focal last week. They were always getting him the puck. He had 2 goals in that game, so they're really trying to look for him in the offensive zone, and having him back is really big for the Wolverines.
Fantilli and Kuzma will take the draw. Fantilli will win it. Controlled by the Wolverines, and that one's lifted out, and Samoskevich goes down to chase along with Fantilli as they try to provide the forecheck for the Wolverines. Moving in are the Lions. Anderson guarded heavily by Fantilli. Try to swing it across. Here's an opportunity in front. Good defensive play made by the Wolverines. Here's Anderson just out of the zone, and no offside called. As everything will clear out, Michigan will reset. Here is Pearson. Samoskevich moving in. Trying to swing it across. Samoskevich goes to chase it behind the boards, and trying to keep that in is Kernanen, and he could not, as Pearson will dump it right back in for the Wolverines. Burnham will go play it for the Lions, the goaltender.
About 10:42 left here in the first period. Again, so far 0-0 game. Really good defense by both sides, but Lindenwood's been here to play, and they've been having a lot of time here in the Michigan zone.
Sturzer trying to get a chance. Good defensive play by the Wolverines. Here's Hughes. He'll try to get it off the stick of McCourty. He cannot, but good hustle by Moyle to avoid the icing, and a chance. What a save off the deflection from Moyle. Great save by Burnham.
Fantastic save by Burnham right there. There was a little deflection by, you said, McCourty, and you also had Moyle in that play right there, and it was just a really nice save right in the middle of the pads. And it will be another face-off here in the Lindenwood zone for the Michigan Wolverines and the Lions.
The best chance, it looked like, for the Wolverines, that deflection. Just a really good save by Burnham. And the more we get into this game and the more we get through these periods, we'll talk about how Lindenwood they don't really have a home game, which is very interesting. And the schedule that they have to face, they have to play Michigan, they have to play Minnesota, they have to play Denver, and they have to play a bunch of really Division I teams, and without even having a home game. It's a crazy phenomenon as Moyle blasts the shot wide, and Truscott will control for the Wolverines.
Yeah, well, Lindenwood is their first year as a Division I hockey team, so usually teams would probably take it easy on themselves, but they decided to play anyone who was willing to play them, and that included the top 6 teams in the country currently ranked, including the Michigan Wolverines here. They played Minnesota last weekend. You got Denver next week, the number 1 team in the country, North Dakota a little while this season, and they eventually go and play 2 Alaskan teams. So they are going all over the country this year trying to make a point that they are here in Division I, and they are not afraid to play anybody despite their ranking.
I love that. Who cares? Let's just play everyone. Let's get better. And they're playing pretty well. I mean, they're not scared of coming in here. They just went into Minnesota and competed, especially in Game 2, against the number 2 ranked team in the country. So they are not scared to be here, even though it's their first game as second series as a Division I team.
Well, their coach, North Dakota alum and longtime coach Rick Zombo, has really put together a really nice team here, and having that experience playing Division I hockey as your coach is probably what a lot of this has to do with, and the fact that they're not afraid to play these teams, especially like his alma mater, North Dakota, going into it saying we're going to play the best and we're going to try to beat the best, and that's a really good notion a nice precedent to set, especially as a young team like Lindenwood.
Yeah, and we have a penalty coming up here against the Lions. That is number 22, Max Neal, the freshman from Minnesota, and he will go into the penalty box, so another chance for the Wolverines to get this power play really going.
Yeah, I mean, I liked what I'm seeing, at least from the Michigan defensive side, although there's a lot of time Lindenwood's being spent in Michigan zone. They're playing really nice hockey right now. I would like to see a few more scoring opportunities for Michigan. They don't seem to have been passing the way they should be passing right now, finding those holes, finding those scoring opportunities, and that's probably what has led to the lack of scoring so far for the Michigan Wolverines here in the first period with 9:29 left.
Yeah, just from the eye test. I don't know if you experienced this, Jake, from the exhibition game, but this team just doesn't have the power that they did last year, and the speed, the strength on the offensive side. They're just not as talented as last year.
I think That's partly true. I think these freshmen are really talented. I think the biggest thing right now for them is a lack of chemistry. They're all coming in here from different parts. You're trying to mix guys like Mackie Samuskevich and Luke Hughes with guys like Fantilli and McGroarty. You know, they just haven't had enough time to really play together and play against other competition aside from themselves. So I think the more we get into the season, of course, they'll try to gel more. But in this first game, it's a really good opportunity for these guys to start learning how to work with each other and start learning how to pass the puck and find the goal.
Yeah, and I think the strength of this Michigan team, going off of what you just said, is the experience and the back end, right? It starts with the goalie, Eric Portillo, the junior from Gothenburg, Sweden. Starts with Luke Hughes, a sophomore. It starts with Jacob Truscott. Those are the three guys that are going to have to keep this team together.
And of course, and you guys like Captain Nolan Moyle, they're graduate guys. So you guys like Mackie Samuskevich right now at the puck too. You just got to rely on these guys and give them scoring opportunities, and then eventually your freshmen like Fantilli, McGroarty, and even guys like Gavin Brindley, they will find the goal.
As Hughes' chance, rebound in front, just deflected high. Good opportunity for McGroarty, and we've got a whistle. Let's see what's going on here. As I think a pad came off the top of his helmet. Burnham's helmet, the goalie, or his gloves, excuse me, came off. So there will be a face-off in.
Fantastic offensive possession there by Michigan. That's exactly what you need to do. Luke Hughes at the top of the key. Nice slap shot, and you got Rutger McGroarty right there for the deflection. He just missed, but if you keep doing that, you will find the back of the net.
Keep shooting, keep getting pucks to the net. Here's Samuskevich, top of the key. Swinging it, cross chance, in front. Oh, it was a wide open net for McGroarty. He just couldn't get his stick on it. Good defensive play and sent all the way down.
That was, again, as we were just saying, Rutger McGroarty, two fantastic opportunities right in front of the net. Missed both of them, but I know he's going to be wishing those back.
Huge chance in front. Good save made again by Burnham. He's been sharp early as Portillo will come out and play it. Sending it down to Fantilli. Fantilli swinging it across for Samuskevich. Samuskevich using his speed into the zone. Samuskevich trying to go through the 5-hole. Good save again from Burnham. Just out of the zone, and Luke Hughes will play it. Really good start to this power play for the Wolverines.
Something was said in that timeout saying, guys, get out there, start attacking. They've been shooting the crap out of the puck right now. They're going to find the back of the net at some point. I just know it, but they just need to find it right now.
Here's a chance for Halem trying to throw it in front. No one was there, and Casey will control it on the top of the key. Casey lost it. Good defense by the Lions, and then controlled again. Brindley, Truscott moving in. Chance. Good save by Burnham as the puck goes into the netting.
So here is 7:54 left. Michigan on just this power play alone is 5 shots on goal, and they've been continuously trying to attack Burnham. But you got to give credit to Burnham. He's been making some really nice saves, not just getting the first shot off, but getting the deflection too. And it's just really a testament to his defense right now as Michigan's is struggling to get a goal on this power play opportunity here in the first period.
It's been a power play to remember for the Wolverines without a goal. It feels like they've done everything but put the puck in the back of the net. Here's another chance in front for Halem. He couldn't put it back into the net. Casey across, Truscott. Here on the left side, swinging across. Hughes, in front, good deflection. It just deflected off a Lindenwood Lion, and then Truscott will control on the top. Here's Casey.
It now ends. Michigan, a really nice opportunity there. Just could not find the back of the net. But again, really get some shots on goal there, trying to get some deflections, and now they had the puck again in Lindenwood's zone trying to get the goal here.
Here's Halem trying to move in. Good block by the Lions, and here they come back the other way. David Gannon swinging across. Gannon, 2-on-1. He scores!
2-on-1 opportunity there for Lindenwood, getting the first goal of the night here. Fantastic. Just turning defense into offense right there. Get a 1-on-1 opportunity. Force the defender to go to the guy with the puck, and you got the other guy coming off the left-hand side with the wide open net. Portillo could do nothing about it. Number 27, David Gannon. It's fantastic work there as Lindenwood leads 1-0 here against Michigan with 7:07 in the first period.
So Michigan, with all the pressure from the power play, lets up a counterattack opportunity, and the Lindenwood Lions on the road. First season as a Division I team, lead the 7th-ranked Michigan Wolverines 1-0.
Now we know what Minnesota was talking about with getting some pressure from Lindenwood. They were in a 4-4 battle last week, and now Lindenwood's leading Michigan 1-0 here in the first period. Although it's early, Lindenwood has easily looked like the better team here in the first period as opposed to the Michigan Wolverines.
Kerninen will control with Granowitz. And another misfire from the Wolverines, and that will be sent all the way down for an icing. With 6:39, shots 11-6 in favor of the Wolverines, but goals in favor of the Lindenwood Lions. They lead 1-0 if you're just joining us here in this first period. Really, just after that power play from the Wolverines, they're 0 for 2, but that second power play, they were dominating. They had 5 shots through the first minute, it felt like, and there was just a blitz from the Wolverines, but eventually the counter comes, and Lindenwood leads 1-0.
It's just turning good defense into good offense, and that's all it really was. It was a nice 2-on-1 opportunity there for Lindenwood. Michigan really hasn't had many opportunities like that. There have been 5-on-5 in Lindenwood zone for sure, but a team like Lindenwood coming in here as the underdog, that is how you beat a ranked team like Michigan. You have these 2-on-1 opportunities, 3-on-1 opportunities, taking advantage of power plays, and so far Lindenwood has been doing just that.
They have, and taking advantage of your opportunities, that's something Lindenwood has done so far. As Neal and Fantilli will take the draw, won by the Wolverines. Hughes will throw it out of the zone. Neal trying to bring it back in. Good stick from Hughes. Conquest trying to swing it across, and Duke does a good job to get it to his defenseman. And Hughes will control. Here's Fantilli, almost a dangerous pass across the middle of the zone. Fantilli trying to move in. Good chance, trying to get it to Dylan Duke in the front. And Sam Oskevich trying to find Fantilli, and that one deflects and sent across the boards. Moved out as Fantilli will beat Wilkie to the puck. Trying to get it to Hughes. Sam Oskevich.
Really dangerous pass right there by Fantilli.
Yeah,
could have been picked off by Lindenwood for another scoring opportunity. Lucky that it just missed the Lindenwood player's stick, and Michigan was able to clear it right there for a substitution.
And the first line in a big shift, a long shift, they come off the ice eventually. And here come the Lions again. Good defense by Holtz as two Wolverines run into each other once again. And then Holtz lays out Willis, and controlled by the Wolverines. Good forecheck here from the Lindenwood Lions as Willis scores another turnover, leading to a Lindenwood Lion goal.
Just, again, really bad defense by the Wolverines there. Not passing properly, trying to get the puck out of their own zone, and just some really careless passes, some really careless turnovers, and it was a really nice goal there by Willis, going from left to right, going reverse direction, going back to the top left corner, and getting it around Portillo for a 2-0 lead here for Lindenwood.
So another turnover. The first two didn't amount to anything, but now Lindenwood makes it 2-0. A shocker here early in Yost Arena.
We knew Lindenwood could score. We saw they scored 4 goals last week against number 2 ranked Minnesota, but Michigan needs to score a goal themselves. They are going up against a high-powered offense, and Lindenwood at the moment, they are hot, and they need to take advantage of their own scoring opportunities. They're ranked 7th in the country for a reason, and they're not playing like it at the moment.
Yeah, well, that's just preseason. That's what they all say. And I think the biggest thing was that pressure, that forecheck from Lindenwood really rattled the Wolverines as Holtz will look to move it across. Look at all these defenders for Lindenwood. They are playing so high up the ice. They're letting, really, Michigan, if they can get it out of their zone, have some really good opportunities, and we've seen that so far. But they're banking on the young inexperience of the Michigan defense to make those turnovers, and so far their bet has worked.
They're playing high, and they're pressing even when Michigan is in Lindenwood zone. They're banking on the fact that they can try to poke the puck loose, as you just said, take advantage of these 12 freshmen on this Michigan team. You have all these guys leaving last year. Michigan, although the freshmen are very talented, they have not had much time in Division I hockey, or really college hockey in general. So because of that, they're playing really strong defense. They're saying you have to get around me to even have a scoring opportunity in general, and Michigan just can't find a way to get around the Lindenwood defense at the moment.
And another misfire from the Wolverines, sent all the way down, but good hustle. But that's still called an icing. About a 50-50 play as Granowitz hustled down. He was not happy, but another face-off in the Michigan defensive zone. So some boneheaded plays, some turnovers. The inexperience right now is really showing.
It is really showing, and, if you're interim head coach Brandon Naruto, you are trying to tell your players, guys, like, you are really good hockey players, but you need to work together. It's not 1-on-5 hockey. You're supposed to be 5-on-5 hockey, and they need to generate scoring opportunities by passing the puck and finding their holes.
So Og will send it across, but that goes up high into the netting. And it's really surprising because you come in here, you're big bad number 7th in the country, despite whatever happened in the offseason last season, and you're playing a small team from Missouri, first year in Division I. I don't care if it's opening night. Maybe they just didn't wake up because these turnovers are inexcusable if you expect this Michigan team to make another run to the Frozen Four, or even just start the regular season on a positive note. Because I want another chance off the pad of Portillo.
Another really good opportunity there by Lindenwood. As you were saying, I mean, they scored 8 goals last week against Windsor in the exhibition game. So they were not lack of offense last week, but so far in this first period, they are being completely matched, and they have generated little to no offense aside from that one power play opportunity where they had those 5 shots on goal and couldn't generate an actual goal there. So far, they're not playing great offense, and defensively, they've been allowing these 2-on-1 opportunities for Lindenwood to get their 2 goals so far. So they really got to figure their stuff out either in this first period or in the first intermission right now before it gets really out of hand.
Sam Oskevich moving in, trying to feed it across. He'll keep it on this left side. Pearson, chance, good, saved by Burnham. Another chance that kind of snuck up on the line goalie, and here comes Finnegan back the other way. He's got a man cutting in the middle, swings it across. Kuzma's shot goes high and wide. Actually deflected off Portillo. Granowitz moving in. Granowitz trying to go around Wilkie, but a good job again from the Lion defense.
Burnham, giving up 4 goals a game in his first 2 games against Minnesota is doing a really good job now.
Here's a chance put on by the Wolverines by Pearson. Did not go. Trying to feed it in front off the stick of Granowitz, and now back out of the zone. Estapa does a good job there, waiting for his players to get onside, and then he lost it. Estapa trying to get it back, trying to swing it across in front. It's just sitting there, and now we've got a whistle.
I think that's going to be...
I think that's on the Wolverines.
Power play on Lindenwood.
Lindenwood. So that'll be number 14 for Lindenwood. So another power play opportunity. That's Colton Wilkie, a freshman from Gretna, Nebraska. So Michigan, with 2:41 in this first period, golden opportunity to say, let's get right back into it. Let's get some momentum going in the end of the first period.
2-1 deficit after the first period is a lot better than a 2-0 deficit, especially even you can squeak 2 goals out here right now for Michigan. You're right. You're trying to take advantage of this opportunity. You got a lot of freshmen here on the second line right now for Michigan. Seamus Casey, Gavin Brindley. You're going to have to see if they can generate something, or you use someone like Triscott, as you've been saying, one of the more experienced players. Just get something on the board here for the Michigan Wolverines to start the 2022-2023 season.
So the second line is in because the first line was just in the game as Halem will swing it across. They've had some chances on that first power play as Halem trying to bring it across. Went in a circle, essentially behind the net, and Casey swings it across to Ciccolini. Ciccolini's shot was blocked. Looking in front, Brindley, a chance! He scores! Halem deflected, and Michigan makes it 2-1.
Fantastic offensive series there for Michigan on the power play. We were saying they need a score a goal. They've been trying to get the deflections on point, but it's just not been working up to this point. But Halem was right there on the left side of the net and poked it right in to make it 2-1. Lindenwood making that deficit a lot more manageable for the Michigan Wolverines right here with 2:16 left in the first period.
And you could tell how much that goal meant to this Wolverine team. I mean, Halem started jumping on the boards. That's how happy he was. Let's calm everything down. Let's get right back into this game. And that's exactly what the Wolverines just did. And it's 2-1.
First goal for Halem, the freshman. Also great thing for him. Great confidence booster as there was a quick turnover there by Luke Hughes. Another sloppy defensive possession, but Michigan gets the puck.
Uncharacteristic, but then controlled up to Sam Oskevich. To a fresh first line in after not going into that power play. Kept in by Fantilli. Here's Sam Oskevich. Back to the point. Here's Hughes. Can Michigan tie it before the end of the first period? Sam Oskevich fighting with Kuzma. Good job, and Price will send it to Finnegan, and Finnegan trying to turn, but good pressure from the Wolverines. Here's Duke trying to swing it across to Sam Oskevich. Lost it. Here come the Lions. Gannon. Kuzma swinging across. Chance. Finnegan. Oh, it deflected. Good save by Portillo.
Another great save by Portillo, but another really strong scoring opportunity for Lindenwood. A 2-on-1 opportunity. Just trying to get around it. Portillo made a really nice save coming out of his little box and making a really nice stick save. Keeping this game 2-1 instead of 3-1 here in the first period.
Brindley, Moyle, chance just wide. Good chance for Nolan Moyle just coming in to that shift. As here's Pearson swinging across to Moyle. Double teams. Here's Aug. Kept in by the Wolverines. McGordy swinging across. Pearson, top of the key. That one deflects. Rebound in front. Oh, almost off the stick of Moyle. And then here comes Jeffers the other way for the Lions. Jeffers coming in with some speed. We're under a minute. Chance, good save by Portillo. 37 seconds to go here in this first period. Lindenwood leads 2-1 and a shocker from Yost Arena. Michigan was down 2-0. They got a goal back and now brought in, and Holtz will let it go down and reset things with about 22 seconds. Maybe one more opportunity for the Wolverines.
Michigan playing really hot right now, even though two of their own guys ran into each other, trying to get that last goal here before the period comes to an end, realizing a 2-2 game would be much better than 2-1.
Well, that's not looking good right now as Jeffers trying to bring it in with about 4 seconds. With 3, Portillo, Jeffers moving in. Willis, he just whiffed on it. The puck was in the middle of the ice, and that is how the first period will end. Michigan shocked early. They were down 2-0. They got the power play goal, but it is 2-1. Lindenwood coming in. First season in a Division I really schedule, and they have come in and shocked the Wolverines. It's 2-1. Shots are 18-10. We'll turn it over to Tenzer and Singer in just a minute, but want to go over that first half, Jake. What is going on?
I am flabbergasted by that last 5 seconds right there. If that is not how the first period was going for the Michigan Wolverines, I don't know what else to say. Portillo, the junior, who has been now the goalie for this team in the last 2 years, 5 seconds left, all you need to do is clear the puck. And instead, he just kind of taps it right back in the middle of Michigan's zone for the Lindenwood player to come right in for a last-second scoring opportunity. Although he whiffed on that chance, that is what we've been saying. That is why they're losing 2-1 to a team like Lindenwood. If they go in second and third period, they need to clean up these small things. Because as a team like the Michigan Wolverines, they are, let's face it, much more skilled than a Lindenwood team. But if you continue to give up these turnovers in your own zone, boneheaded opportunities, giving it back to Lindenwood for shorthanded scoring opportunities, that is what's going to lead to Lindenwood having a shocker here and upsetting Michigan in Yost Arena in the first game of the season.
And I think these are part of the growing pains. I mean, with 12 freshmen really on your team in the lineup today for the Wolverines, it's a very young team, and that means growing pains. That means inexperienced plays. That means boneheaded plays, and that's really what we saw. We saw the speed, we saw the flashiness of that power play, especially those last two power plays that they had. They had 3 in total, went 1 for 3. But as the period went on and as things were in the Michigan defensive zone, Michigan couldn't clear the puck. They kept giving Lindenwood these golden opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, going into the second period, Brandon Ruda, the interim head coach, really needs to harp in his team. Listen, guys, you have to clean up the turnovers. We got to stay out of the penalty box. We have to play Michigan hockey. That's the most important thing. If you play really basic hockey and you control the puck, keep the puck in Lindenwood's zone, generate scoring opportunities, they should come out here victorious. But so far in this first period, a lot of questions are brought up about this Michigan hockey team.
A lot of questions, but you got to give credit where it's due. Lindenwood has played a really good game so far. Gannon has a goal for them. So does Willis, number 9. So number 27, number 9 for Lindenwood. And again, they're not going to come in to Yost Arena scared of this crowd. They were just in Minnesota. They've played a really good team in the Gophers, who are the number 2 ranked team in the country. So they were going to come in with a purpose. They played well in game 2 of that series sweep that they lost, but they were ready to go. They were ready to come in. And Michigan just really plainly, simply stated they weren't.
So for now, I think we will be taking an 8-minute break until the second period starts. Stick with us, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to Michigan hockey here in Yost Ice Arena. Michigan's currently losing 2-1 against Lindenwood at the start of the second period. With me, I have Joshua Tenzer. How you doing, Josh, today?
I'm doing fine. It's a great Friday. Lots of fun here in Yost Ice Arena. The children of Yost are back in full strength. The whole bottom bowl is absolutely full of fans. It's the best place to watch hockey anywhere in the USA. That's my money on it.
It's been fantastic here so far, but not so fantastic for the actual game that's going on here for the Michigan Wolverines, currently losing 2-1. What are your original thoughts on how this Michigan Wolverines team is playing, and do you think it's more about their lack of experience or something else?
I wouldn't call it a lack of experience. Maybe it's rust, but there have been a lot of really bad mistakes by the Wolverines so far. The second goal, it was mentioned that it was a giveaway. If you have three of your offensive players alone in the near side corner, in any corner rather, and then there's a ring of three defenders outside, why are you trying to pass the puck? The best you can do is pass it, 5 feet to your nearest partner? The other two players are out going for a line change. What are you trying to do? You're trying to clear it? It's not worth it. Take it up yourself. It's a bad mistake. And on the other goal, the first goal, Keaton Pearson was going back. He was defending the 2-on-1, and he didn't commit to either the passer or the shooter, and in fact, he switched from the shooter to the passer right before the shot happened, so Portillo had no chance. He didn't know where his defender was going to go. The rule when you're defending a 2-on-1 is you pick one player, let the goalie worry about the other one. Either block the shot or let the goalie have an open look against the shooter. And that never happened. And then the only reason the Wolverines scored was a very lucky rebound. Of course, they were playing in their classic, slowly collapsing in power play formation. But if the rebound wasn't there, the Wolverines weren't going to score on 18 shots in the first period. They're taking too many wide open looks. And by wide open, I mean they're making it too easy for the goalie. They're not getting traffic in front of the net. They're not screening him. There's a lot of work to be done with this Wolverines team.
There's a lot of work to be done, and now here, starting in the second period, you got an interesting lineup out here. Nick Granowitz taking the puck drop as we're underway here. Lindenwood going from left to right from our vantage point in the black, Michigan in white, as Michigan has the puck in Lindenwood's territory to start the game. There's Estapa with a quick shot, and it's blocked by Burnham.
Keenan Draper in the corner battling well. He is the son of 4-time Stanley Cup champion and 1-time Selke Trophy winner Chris Draper, currently works for the Red Wings, where Keenan Draper has been drafted to. He's following his father's footsteps, being a defensive forward, especially on the fourth line with Granowitz and Estapa.
Quick substitution here. Fantilli now in with Dylan Duke. And you got Sam Iskevich. The first line's back out here. It's Fantilli. He's trying to find Dylan Duke, who sends it around to Triscott. Triscott, quick shot. It's blocked. And a nice defensive play right there by Luke Hughes to stop the one-on-one opportunity with Fantilli. Has the puck now. Right, Sam Iskevich right up. And it is regathered by Sam Iskevich. Quick shot by Sam Iskevich, and it's a goal for Michigan to start the second period with 19:16 left. Mackie Sam Iskevich ties it up 2-2.
That is exactly what you want from the Wolverines. Fantilli in front of Burnham, giving him traffic. The screen also trapped Prouty in that front area of the crease. 2 men in front of Burnham. So when the shot come from Sam Iskevich, Burnham really had to guess where it was. It went up high, blocker side. Burnham went down into butterfly, which is natural for most goalies when you don't know where the puck is. Snuck past him. It's 2-2, even game. 1 minute into this second period.
As Brindley has the puck now, it's kind of saying the first period they need to rely on their older guys. Luke Hughes, Mackie Sam Iskevich. Sam Iskevich had 2 goals last week in the exhibition, and he found the back of the net in this goal in the early second period. Need to keep doing that if you're going to try to beat this Lindenwood team. As Michigan has the puck now to Brindley on the left-hand side. Brindley with a quick shot gets blocked. Holt sends it back around to Brindley, and it gets cleared out of the zone. Brindley regathers. Brings it to Rucker McGorty. Really nice pass for Brindley. Brindley tries to pass it out to Holt, and it just goes wide. Lindenwood has the puck now. Wallard and Rucker McGorty has a nice turnover there, trying to get Brindley on the right-hand side as they switch spots, and he misses Brindley. Willis now bringing it up for Lindenwood. Right-hand side. Tries to get it in the zone. Dumps it right back off. Michigan regains possession here. Brindley trying to get it to Ciccolini. Ciccolini's fighting for the puck right now, and he loses the race. That is Aiden Yamachuk. But gives it right back to Halem. Halem dumps it inside. TJ Hughes brings it around for Pearson. Back to TJ Hughes. Gets boarded, but gets out to Pearson, the top of the zone. Quick shot on goal. Blocked. Luca Fantilli now. Nice deflection. Wide again. Pearson again with another scoring opportunity off of Burnham's foot. Hughes again. Sorry, that's Halem. Back into Pearson. Pearson, another shot. Wide. Luca Fantilli now. Shot, and it is gloved by Burnham of Lindenwood. And we will get a face-off in Lindenwood zone.
There was a gasp audible amongst the entire viewing audience from Yostais Arena as Ciccolini went down hard into the boards on his right shoulder. He got back up, he's okay, but he's had right shoulder problems for years. He is right now a senior, hasn't played a single season without having some sort of right arm injury, hasn't been healthy any of his years for the Wolverines. Also, the Wolverines doing a much better job of getting traffic in front of the net. They're starting to put their foot on the gas. Lindenwood hasn't been as strong in this period as they were in the first.
And Fantilli wins the puck drop, gets Samoskevich. Samoskevich, though, turns it over. As Lindenwood turns it now back over in Michigan zone, and Michigan tries to regain the puck. As Luke Hughes to Dylan Duke here on the left-hand side. Dylan Duke now turns it over. Number 24, Adam Conquest of Lindenwood. But Trish got a nice defensive play. Dylan Duke with a shot, and he just goes wide above the net, out of play. We have another face-off here in Lindenwood zone.
The Wolverines have been more defensively sound. I feel like the break in between periods, a lot of pressure and a lot of tension from the Wolverines. Lindenwood came out really strong in the first period. And although the Wolverines fought back with those power plays, the pressure was never really off the Wolverines. Took the 12 minutes to calm down, recollect themselves. They're playing a lot stronger on the blue line, not allowing Lindenwood to have as many zone exits. Another zone exit blocked and poked out by Casey.
Draper with the shot. Poked wide. Estapa regathers for Michigan now. Seamus Casey here, top of the left-hand side of the zone. Tries to bring it inside. Nice forecheck there. Tries to get into Draper, and there's a whistle. Boarding.
Seamus Casey, he made the stop there on the blue line. He's known for his quick work with his stick. He's a great poke checker, a great stick lift player.
As Kyle Jeffers now of Lindenwood goes to the penalty box, the sophomore. Michigan will have its third power play opportunity of the game, first of the period.
Their fourth. They're 1 for 4 so far. That's how they ended the first period with a goal.
So Michigan now 5-on-4 opportunity here with 16:38 left in the second period. Michigan's first line's out. Fantilli, Duke, Samoskevich, Luke Hughes, and Rutger McGroarty. They will now change the player. It's number 3 actually on Lindenwood. That is Kieran Rashensky. That will be in the penalty box for Lindenwood.
The Wolverines' power play unit this year looks so very different from last year, and that's a credit to the players from last year. They're all in the NHL right now, aside from Luke Hughes.
Luke Hughes has the puck now, top left side. McGroarty, back to Hughes. Hughes tries to pass it around now to Fantilli, the freshman. Back to Hughes, back to Fantilli now. Dumps it inside to Dylan Duke. Dylan Duke gets it back outside of Luke Hughes now. Some passing going on, trying to find the back of the net. And Fantilli with the shot. Another rebound, and it's a goal! Mackie Samoskevich, once again, 3-2 Michigan.
Another power play goal and another goal by Mackie Samoskevich. The Wolverines have taken control of this game in the past 4 minutes. It's now 3-2 with 16:16 left to go in the second. Great work by Luke Hughes, Wolverines power play quarterback. Last year, he won Defenseman of the Year, Freshman of the Year, and broke the record for most points by a Wolverines defenseman. He's coming back strong. Great passing by him. Found Samoskevich after a rebound. Samoskevich able to put it in. Burnham out of position, not able to recover in time.
Big goal for Michigan going up 3-2 here with Mackie Samoskevich, the sophomore, drafted by the Florida Panthers. Came back to Michigan as Michigan now has Again, trying to regain possession here. It's Estapa just dumping inside. Really big for Michigan. Setting the tone early here in the second period, showing the first period was not Michigan hockey. This is what we're all about, and we can take control of a team like Lindenwood, scoring 2 goals here with 15:43 left in the second period. Lindenwood's trying to clear, and they do. Lindenwood on the attack now. Aiden Yamachuk trying to get inside of Portillo, and it's a nice block by Portillo. Fully sprawling out there to stop the puck from going in. Michigan with the puck now, trying to get it to Luca Fantilli. Seamus Casey, right-hand side, getting it behind the net there. Seamus Casey circling around back to Luca Fantilli. Point block, and another goal there for Michigan! Granowicz! Luca Fantilli tries to get the shot on. Granowicz is sitting right there on the right-hand side of the goal for the rebound. 4-2 Michigan with 15:11 left here in the second period.
That's now 3 of 4 goals for the Wolverines off of rebounds in close. The Wolverines have started to put players, 2, 3 players in the blue paint, crowd Trent Burnham. His rebound control isn't great. When he's taking shots, he's not angling his pads the proper way. He's kind of making desperation saves, and that leaves the puck right there for a Wolverine player to find the open space and put it in.
Burnham giving up 4 goals a game in his last 2 games to Minnesota. Now giving up 4 goals to Michigan here early. Michigan has an opportunity now to score more as Michigan has the puck. Halem going fast, really trying to make a move here. Circling around, nothing. Turnaround shot, blocked. Gets up high. Luke Hughes fighting for the puck. And Lindenwood has possession. David Gainan of Lindenwood circling around now, but Michigan takes back the puck. Nolan Moyle, and it gets deflected by the referee, and it gives it right back to Lindenwood, but Michigan gets the puck right back from Holtz. Number 17 now for Lindenwood, getting it inside. Michigan, nice defensive stop. Blocking. Nolan Moyle trying to pursue something, and the puck goes out of play, deflected by Lindenwood, and we'll have a puck drop right outside of Lindenwood's zone.
The Wolverines had another golden opportunity right there, as again, a shot from a low angle right by the red line towards Burnham, and Burnham, when he made the save with his big leg pads, put the puck directly in between the hash marks right down the center. Luckily, there was a defenseman there to knock it away for Lindenwood. But again, the rebound control, such a problem for Trent Burnham, and it's shown its face now 4 times in 5 minutes.
Triscott sending it around to Nolan Moyle. Nolan Moyle beats the Lindenwood defensive player for the puck. Back out to Luke Hughes now on the right-hand side. Hughes working from right to left, trying to circle around, trying to find something. Flicks it up, and it goes out of play. Well, I don't know if you're the good luck charm or if something happened in that intermission period where Brandon Naruto told his team, you have to be more attacking of, as we said, Burnham. Burnham giving up 4 goals. Just said he's not been great on deflective shots. They had all those opportunities in the first period, and they finally been capitalizing here in the second.
I mean, I would like to take credit for being a good luck charm, but I think it's much more likely that the Wolverines were not prepared for Lindenwood to be as good as they are. Coming out of the ACHA, it's a problem for the Wolverines if they underestimated this team, treating them like a real opponent now. Wolverines are playing hard and taking a 4-2 lead.
Should have been a trip there by Luke Hughes, but no call there by the ref. Samoskevich now back out to Luke Hughes. Right-hand side, Luke Hughes with the shot above the net and wide. Samoskevich now back up to Dylan Duke for Michigan. Quick one-timer. Triscott gets deflected up high. Dylan Duke, though, keeps it in, and Michigan's able to substitute.
Keep an eye on Luke Hughes after that trip that wasn't called. The question is he going to take matters into his own hands? We saw a lot of chippiness in the first period of this game. A lot of players taking things into their own hands. Seemed to die down in the second period, but those bad feelings don't go away.
Kieran in Michigan, another goal for Michigan. Kieran, number 90, making it 5-2 here in the second period with 13:08 left to play.
All of Lindenwood's defenders were on the far side where the puck was. They didn't leave anyone back, and Kieran almost moving sneakily, slow skating, and the puck found its way to him right in the center of the offensive zone. Burnham wasn't able to react in time. There probably should have been a defender from Lindenwood on Kieran, at least noticing that there were only 3 players from the Wolverines in that corner. There were 2 others unaccounted for by the defense.
Really nice setup there by Rucker McGroarty, the freshman, trying to get it to Kiernan on the right-hand side for the goal for Michigan, making it 5-2. Now they're starting to play a little bit more like a team hockey team. And the first period, it was kind of one-shot opportunities. Now they're really trying to find their spots, and they're passing a lot better, in my opinion. And they're really setting their guys up well, and that's why they've scored 4 goals here in the second period, making it 5-2. 12:40 left here in the second period. Rucker McGroarty taking the puck down to Gavin Brindley. Gavin Brindley kicks it out to Nolan Moyle, their captain. Nolan Moyle with some stick handling here. Another shot opportunity there for number 24 on Michigan. And it is out of play. Steve Holt.
The Wolverines, sure. Did they lose 10 of their best players? Yes, they did. But what's left of this team and the new recruits that came in, McGroarty, Casey, Nazar, who's not playing this game, they're just as good. Sorry, that's a bit of a stretch. They are also fantastic players in their own right. Sure, they're no Bressans, they're not Benierses, but they're great, and they've been showing it today.
Brandowich with another scoring opportunity right in front of the goal. Glove save there by Burnham. Could have made it 6-2. But again, now Michigan is finally finding their footing. They're attacking. They're now leading Lindenwood 28 shots to 11 shots, so it's a huge difference from the first period. Although Michigan was leading the first period too, they've really come out swinging here in the second, and they're really trying to take advantage of the opportunities.
Wolverines getting closer to a shot a minute.
Seamus Casey now turns it over. Adam Conquest now has the puck for Lindenwood. Left-hand side, and turns it over to Grandowich. Grandowich sending it inside Michigan zone. Back to Estapa. Estapa with the goal! Michigan 6-2. Wow. Blowout here in the second period. Mark Estapa from the right-hand side, hitting the top left corner of the net. Trent Burnham has no answer for Michigan at the moment.
You have to believe that at some point in the near future, Rick Zombo, the head coach of Lindenwood, North Dakota alum, is going to have to make a decision about his goalie relatively shortly. We might have to have Roni Salmenkangas, the Finnish native, come on in. It's going to make your job as play-by-play a little bit harder.
0 career starts for Roni Salmenkangas, so we'll see if he gets in there. But right now, Lindenwood was just trying to find any answer. So far, defensively, been a lot worse in the second period for Lindenwood. Michigan's been a lot more on point, and of course, they're really capitalizing the opportunities. Luke Hughes going down the right-hand side here of the ice. Gets tangled up, though. TJ Hughes tries to send it outside, whiffs, though, to Triscott. Jeffers of Lindenwood sends it out now to number 3, Kieran Rashinsky. Rashinsky with the shot. Gets deflected. TJ Hughes, good defensive play there. Shot on goal there by Caleb Price. Goes wide as Halem is now bringing the puck up for Michigan on the right-hand side, but misses his own guy to Mitch Allard of Lindenwood, and Mitch Allard sends it back in to Portillo, who sends it across to Pearson. Pearson now for Michigan. Turns it back over to Lindenwood, and Lindenwood dumps it in, so substitutions can be made. Adam Fantilli, now the freshman. First line in for Michigan. Trying to send it across Samoskevich. Samoskevich, although a little wide, gets it back. Trying to get to Fantilli. Back to Samoskevich. Samoskevich looking. Look at Fantilli. To Adam Fantilli. And he misses. Adam Fantilli with another shot. And he misses just wide. He had Samoskevich on the other side of the goal. Decides to take the shot himself. Goes off of the pad of Trent Burnham. Out of play. 10:21 left in the second period.
The Wolverines are doing so much better this period at getting open than they were in the last period. They seem to always have someone with a great look at the wide open net, whether it's Fantilli or Brindley or Duke or McGroarty. There's always someone in the perfect space, and something that I believe the new head coach of the Wolverines has promoted is playmaking. Last year, a lot of players that left, they were able to make those passes. They had this sort of sixth sense where everyone should be. under a new coach, you have new plays, you have a new system. It's going to be a little more difficult to know right off the bat where player X should be or player Y should be. He always by the post, he's at the point. Wolverines are finding a lot of open space, and the passes seem to be connecting in the second period.
Max Neal to Sam Quanquest now. Back to Price for Lindenwood. Price regathering. Sends it into the forecheck. It's to Portillo now. Portillo gets it across Dylan Duke. Comes out of his zone. No, Michigan fans are always kind of holding their breath when Portillo comes out of his zone. First period, there was another example of that, but this time he gets it out cleanly. Fantilli tries to dump it back behind the net to Samoskevich. Fantilli, nice deflection. Seamus Casey with the shot, and he misses. And there was a nice rebound opportunity there by Dylan Duke, and he misses just again as well. But as you were just saying, shots for Michigan right now as Samoskevich taking it inside. Another scoring opportunity there, and he misses just behind the net. Lindenwood tries to take it out, and he clears. Max Neal, that is. But it is icing, and we will have a face-off in Lindenwood zone once again with 9:22 left in the second period.
Just 2 shots on goal for Lindenwood so far. It's been a great period defensively from the Wolverines. As I said earlier, their zone defense at the offensive blue line, not allowing any zone exits from Lindenwood to be very clean. A lot of dump and chase for Lindenwood, and just like that, another icing brings the puck all the way back to the Lindenwood defensive zone, and the Wolverines with some pressure. Gavin Brindley, Nolan Moyle, and Rutger McGroarty, the offensive line out there. McGroarty, the freshman out of Lincoln, Nebraska, Winnipeg Jets draft pick. He was one of the players for the Wolverines that went in the first round.
Gavin Brindley wins a faceoff. Out to Luke Hughes now. Right-hand side of Lindenwood zone. Luke Hughes with a backhand shot, and it's saved by Burnham. But Burnham had a little trouble there trying to gather the puck, but eventually does before Luke Hughes could get his own rebound and try to get the put-in goal.
There's got to be an extra fire for some of these Wolverines that have played on last year's team and come back here. Dylan Duke, Mackie Samoskevich, Luke Hughes in particularly. Wolverines made it all the way to the Frozen Four last year in Boston, TD Garden, home of the Boston Bruins. And they lost in overtime to the eventual national champions from Denver, the University of Denver, that is, rather. And it was a silly mistake that led to the overtime goal. Luke Hughes was caught puck watching on a rebound, and I forget the exact goal scorer. It was someone from Denver was able to put it past Portillo. And now there's a lot of questions about will the Wolverines be as good? And I've been asking some of these questions. You've been asking some of these questions as this broadcast has gone on. And with the University of Denver going on to beat Minnesota Duluth so dominantly in the finals, the question of was that their best chance for the national championship, that's got to be haunting for a lot of the guys who played on that team. If they just beat Denver, would they have been the ones to completely obliterate Minnesota? Big question. And the question that can never be answered. So the Wolverines ranked lower than they were last season. In fact, one poll even putting them down at number 13. It's a long road back to March.
Long road, and we're here right now only in October. Game 1 against Lindenwood, a team that they should beat, but Lindenwood's been playing them pretty tough. You said they've not been playing as great in the second period, but still scored 2 goals in the first, scored 4 against Minnesota last week, as Luke Hughes now has the puck. They're going to have to continue to stay on the acceleration if they want to come out here with a really strong victory against a team that they should be beating, as there's another whistle, and play is stopped.
Not entirely sure what that whistle was. The net was on its moorings. I guess Burnham was making a motion at his mask. Oh, it's a penalty, rather. 2 minutes to Nolan Moyle for slashing. Guess he slashed Burnham. That's what Burnham was complaining about.
Captain going in now. So, Lindenwood, a team that was actually having a really good opportunity in the first period, really capitalizing these power play opportunities, has another one here to try to take this lead from 6-2 down to 6-3, as there'll be a face-off in Michigan's own zone. Michigan wins the face-off, and it is cleared.
Although they were just 0-1 on the power play during the first period, it was the moment where they got a lot of looks. This penalty was an understandable one to take. The puck is in a lot of bodies, start hacking at it. But the first penalty, the interference, was another dumb mistake.
Caleb Price now, Jeffers, and turns it over. Granowich now, looking to see if they have a quick scoring opportunity, down to Estapa. Estapa sends it back around. And Michigan will just play pass outside of the zone, and they send it back in now. Just trying to milk some clock here with 1:15 left on the power play for Nolan Moyle in Michigan. Fantilli just trying to cause any sort of commotion. Jeffers brings it in now for Lindenwood. Sends it around to David Gannon. Gannon to Jeffers. Jeffers turns it over to Fantilli, and Fantilli has an opportunity here. He's going to take it. Got Granowich. That's Samuskevich, actually, and he misses Fantilli with the rebound opportunity. Another scoring chance for Samuskevich and Fantilli. Just misses Fantilli on the putback, and Samuskevich goes to the bench for a substitution. But Fantilli with a really nice defensive play in Lindenwood's own zone sends it back out to his own guy. That is TJ Hughes, rather. Luke Hughes now. Tries to send it inside to Brindley and just misses him, but Brindley sends it back out to Triscott. Triscott now. Right-hand side of his own zone to Halem. Left-hand side. Halem sends it back right down the middle. Clears it again for Michigan. Triscott comes out. As the puck, as Michigan gets out of the power play scot-free. Halem, quick inside. Backhand shot, miss. Rebound shot, missed again from Nolan Moyle. Just coming out of the penalty box, trying to make his voice heard. As Luca Fantilli now has the puck. Trying to send it inside and turns it over. Some puck fighting now. Lindenwood tries to keep it in Michigan zone. Who will get the puck as Michigan gets the puck? And turns it right back. Actually, Michigan will have the puck and send it out to Luke Hughes. To Granowich now. To Halem. Halem. But Price deflects it for Lindenwood. Moyle now fighting for the puck. Nice rowdiness going on the ice between the two teams. As Lindenwood has the puck now. That's Jeffers. To Johannes. Portillo now gets the puck. Dumps it inside to Draper. Draper inside. Gets deflected. Ciccolini now for Michigan. To Draper. Nice puck work there for Michigan. Just trying to milk some clock down as you have 5:40 left here in the second period. Seamus Casey, the freshman now. To Hertz. To Casey. Casey with a shot, and he misses. Trent Burnham, nice save there. Lindenwood tries the far pass to Johannes and gets it. Johannes has the puck now for Lindenwood. To Jeffers. To Johannes. To Allard with the shot. Just wide. Left-hand side of the goal. Michigan now has it. Ciccolini down the right-hand side. Ciccolini to Draper with the shot, and he gets deflected by Burnham. Nice block again by Burnham. TJ Hughes fighting for it. Triscott has it. There's some fighting going on down there. Play is still going on. No whistle just yet. Now we hear the whistle, and play will stop. That is Keenan Draper down there with an unknown Lindenwood player.
Draper was ahead of number 10 on Lindenwood, who is the Mitch Allard, third-line center. And after the pass from Draper, Allard fell on top of him and wouldn't get up. He was lying down, keeping Keenan Draper out of the play. Could have been an interference call. So taking exception to it, Draper wriggled out from underneath him and put him in a little headlock. Took his helmet off, and once the helmet was off, that's when play ends. There's an unhelmeted player on the ice. Lindenwood got control of the puck, and that's a stoppage of play.
No penalties on that play. I find it very interesting, though, when a play like that's going on and everyone's trying to focus on the fight that's going on, but play's still going on.
Oh, yeah. So, no, if you're a defenseman or even an attacker, you can't look at why your guy is wrestling with that guy or why there's a punch being thrown or why there's a bucket on the ice. Because if you're all looking over there, someone could really easily take the shot. And that's why it's also really important when you're a goalie to only be watching the puck. Maybe watch a couple players who are attacking you, but you have defensemen for a reason. Keep your eyes on the puck.
Luke Hughes there with the shot. Gets blocked and saved by Trent Burnham. Covers it up, and we will have another face-off.
Want to highlight Adam Fantilli. He's going to go in the top 5 of the draft overall, currently projected as the 3rd overall pick in this upcoming 2023 NHL draft. He's got 2 assists on the day and a couple of great offensive opportunities on that penalty kill, which we haven't really been able to talk much about because of all the chaos that's been going on in this game since then.
Lindenwood sends it down to Triscott of Michigan. Dylan Duke tips it back in. And Burnham swings it back around to his own guy, but it gets stopped. A little bit of puck fighting. And Lindenwood has it now. Max Neal. Max Neal inside. Nice poke check there by Luke Hughes. Disrupting the offensive play. Jackson Wozniak now to Triscott. Back to Neal, to Wozniak of Lindenwood. To Kanchuk.
Happy first day of the NHL to all those who celebrate, by the way. Not that you know it with preseason games going on tomorrow.
Michigan now. Trying to get something. Yamachuk, though, has it for Lindenwood. And they just send it back into Michigan zone. Price now for Lindenwood. Whiffs on it. Who will get the puck? Price gets it right back. There is a thrown stick out there. Don't know whose. And Samoskevich is trying to beat Yamachuk down. Burnham, risky play coming out of his own net. But Samoskevich just loses out on Burnham. And Lindenwood sends it back into Michigan zone. Seamus Casey sends the puck back around the net. Ciccolini trying to get the puck. Samoskevich. Nice pressure there by Samoskevich. Fantilli having the cleanup work. Good defense now by Michigan. Playing high, pressing high, just trying to pressure this Lindenwood team to get around them as they really can't. Lindenwood finally does get around Michigan. Sends it into the zone. Nice shot. Portillo can't find it, and it just gets hit wide. But another shooting opportunity there for Price, and it's a goal for Lindenwood.
Lots of chaos out in front of the Wolverines' net as Portillo stretched out, tripped one of his own players, couple bodies down in front.
Zach Augie, the Lindenwood center, gets the goal and makes it 6-3 Michigan with 2:41 here left in the second period. Really a silencer in the crowd. It's pretty quiet here in Yost Ice Arena after that goal by Zach Augie.
Granted, the Wolverines are still up by 3. They're out shooting Lindenwood by 22. It's just the 4th shot on goal for the Lions this period. 2:41 to go in the second period. Michigan up 6-3 over the Lindenwood Lions.
Pearson now for Michigan getting to Kiernan. Kiernan bringing into Lindenwood zone, right-hand side. Down to Brindley. Brindley to Draper now. Draper looking. Draper finds Pearson now. Top left corner of Lindenwood zone. To Brindley, the freshman. Brindley down the center of the ice. Quick shot. Misses. There is a whistle now. Slashing. And I think that will be on Lindenwood.
I think that's going to be a Lindenwood penalty. Number 3 going to the box. I believe the call will be tripping. That's the only drafted player for the Lindenwood Lions. Kieran Roshinsky, 7th round pick, 206th overall, drafted by the Montreal Canadiens. And that'll be 2 minutes for tripping with 2:10 left to go. Wolverines 2 for 4 on the power play so far. They've got a power play goal, 16-16 left in the second, and a power play goal to start their scoring run back in the first. Those goals scored by Jackson Halem on the second line, on the second power play unit, and Mackie Samoskevich, who's now looking for a hat trick as they put out the first power play unit there. Samoskevich taking his spot at the point.
Samoskevich with a shot. Misses wide. Lindenwood is able to clear it. That's Aiden Yamachuk. Down to Portillo. Portillo dumps it off to Luke Hughes. Luke Hughes trying to start the offensive prowess here for Michigan. Luke Hughes weaving his way. Luke Hughes with a shot, and he misses. Chest save there by Trent Burnham. Fantilli now will regather it for Michigan. And Samoskevich has it now. Samoskevich, quick shot, a quick pass there, gets deflected. Lucky to get it back. Samoskevich has the puck now again. Just trying to kill some time. There's 1:26 left with 1:15 on the power play. Luke Hughes, say it down to Rucker McGroarty. Fantilli loses the puck, and luckily for Michigan, number 19 on Lindenwood is not able to take advantage of this opportunity. Cage Sternzer had a wide open net if he just could gather the puck. Luckily for Michigan, nothing came of it, and Michigan's able to regroup itself. Seamus Casey now at the puck. Minute left, 45 seconds on the power play. Seamus Casey bringing in right-hand side to Triscott. Back to Casey. Casey dumps it inside to Brindley with the shot, and he misses. Nice block there by Burnham. Michigan's leading Lindenwood 38 shots to 14 here to this point. And as you said, Joshua, Lindenwood only has 4 shots on goal in the second period. So we have 30 seconds left here in the second. Seamus Casey back to Brindley. Brindley's bringing it up to Halem, left-hand side. Halem's looking. Halem shoots. Halem tries to shoot. Brindley tries to rebound, and they both miss. Back up to Seamus Casey now. One-timer, and he loses. Triscott tries with the one-timer slap shot and completely breaks his stick in half. Puck goes nowhere. TJ Hughes. Halem. Halem keeps it inside of Brindley. Back up to TJ Hughes. And Lindenwood's able to clear it to end the second period. 6-3 Michigan as we will go into the second intermission.
Great period by the Wolverines, outscoring Lindenwood 5-1 in that period, outshooting them 21-4. It's a bit concerning for the Wolverines that Portillo has allowed 3 goals on 14 shots. Couple of them the first 2 coming off of rough mistakes. Obviously, the first one was the 2-on-1. Other one was a turnover that led to a 3-on-none. This one, couple of downed Michigan bodies, but you'd like your goalie to get a save every now and then. And now, through 40 minutes, Portillo with a save percentage of 786.
So, going to the second intermission, up 6-3 now. We mentioned during the broadcast, Michigan has 12 freshmen, new coach. You know, Michigan loses Mel Pearson last year. Brandon Naruto, the new interim coach. If you're Brandon Naruto, kind of what do you tell your team? And if you're these new players who came in expecting to be coached by Mel Pearson, what does that mean for these players in terms of their mindset for the season?
You know, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. It felt like the writing was on the wall last year that Mel Pearson was gonna be out, and it's a new experience for
All right, welcome back here. I'm going to slide right back in just like Chris Collinsworth he used to do here back in the third period. Back with Josh Tenzer for the end of this one. And in a second period, I know, Josh, you just called it, so I want to get your thoughts here. Michigan, coming into the period, was down 2-1. Now it's 6-3.
Yeah, it's a big change. It's down to 3 key factors for the Wolverines. Key factor number 1, they're getting bodies in front of Trent Burnham. They're screening the goalie. They're trapping defensive players from Lindenwood in front of Burnham. They're getting a lot of looks where Burnham can really only go down into butterfly. So they're shooting high, getting it up high blocker side, high glove side. They're finding the open space in the net because Burnham, he's a goalie who he doesn't have great rebound control. So he spends a lot of time down in front with his pads in butterfly. That way, when there's a rebound, he has the greatest chance to come up close to the puck to make sure that they can't shoot any high angles because his pads are so close to where the puck should be in case the Wolverines get it. But that leads me to point number 2. The Wolverines have been getting a lot of rebounds, and when they have those rebounds, they're making it a smart play. They're not just firing right back onto the pads because, again, to his credit, Burnham has good positioning over the puck once there's a rebound. So they move the puck a little bit, get it around Burnham, pass the puck, find a space around his skate. So they're making do with the opportunities that they are given, and they're capitalizing on them, something that they haven't done in the first period. And when it comes to the third factor, just more sound defense. At the blue line, they're making sure that Lindenwood can't exit the zone cleanly with like 3 players or 2 players at once. It's got to be dump and chase. When it comes to in their own zone, they're just playing strong forechecking, making sure that Lindenwood doesn't have any open looks. And when there's players in front of Portillo, they're moving them. They're making sure that Portillo isn't screened. They're playing sound defensive hockey. Question is, can they keep it up in the third period? Because in the first period, sound is not what I would call the hockey that they were playing.
And it wasn't. I mean, some boneheaded mistakes, some inexperience, as I mentioned in that first period. But you saw a second period where you look at the potential of this team, you look at the skill of this team, the talent. It was all there. And it will be interesting to see, starting this third period with about 30 seconds left in this intermission, how does this team come out? How can they finish this game? It's 6-3 right now. You got a comfortable lead, but in a high-scoring affair, especially with Lindenwood's offense, how do you close out the game will be the real question.
You don't park the bus. A lot of coaches, and a little bit last year with Mel Pearson, you got a 3-goal lead in the third period. Okay, we're going to play the fourth line a bit more. We're going to play the third line a bit more. We're going to rotate our defensive pairs a lot more. Going to make sure that Lindenwood, or whoever it is in the other case, can't score. That's not something that tends to work all that often. We saw the Wolverines have that bite them against Notre Dame last year, and I think a series against OSU. So the Wolverines need to make sure they keep the offensive pressure on Lindenwood. Keep shooting. You're shooting at almost a shot per minute. Keep it up.
Here we go. So third period, is underway as that shot goes up into the netting. Shots right now are 39-14, so a stark difference there. I mean, Michigan has really poured it on. It was kind of like a blitzkrieg coming out of that first intermission. They poured it on. Lindenwood scored 5 goals in that period on 34 shots in total, 6 goals in total. So Michigan's offense has really shown up. The defense, little shaky in that first period, kind of was very sound, as Joshua, you just mentioned, as that shot goes wide off the faceoff. So, again, it's going to be interesting to see how this team comes out here in the third. Here's Jacob Truscott behind his own net. Back to his pair of defensemen. That's Luke Hughes, and he'll bring it up for the Wolverines. Hughes, Estapa, moving in, trying to get in, and that will be an offside.
Good thoughts by the Wolverines. Hughes, he's one of those players who, when he's on defense, he controls the puck very well, and he almost becomes a fourth attacker. He's got great footwork and great skill with the stick to control the puck and keep it away through defensemen. We saw him kind of make his way between 2 defensemen, and a lesser stick handler would get that poked away. Instead, he made it through, pass to Estapa. Wolverines just got a little over-anxious on the attack and went off sides.
Casey dumped it in, and here we go. Back to Lindenwood it goes. And here come the Lions down this left side. It's Augie moving in. Duke does a good job of playing it across to Casey. And here is Casey swinging it across to his man, Fantelli. And then Sam Oskevich throwing it across. Dylan Duke moving in. Duke trying to skate across. Good save by Burnham. Back up for the Lindenwood Lions they go. Holtz will reset. Holtz gets it. Fantelli and another offside for the Wolverines.
Again, just a moment too soon from Fantilli crossing the blue line. The Wolverines, to their credit, are keeping the pressure on. They look like they're playing with a little bit of energy. They're putting a little extra oomph in their hits, swinging their stick a little harder. That tends to cause some mistakes for the Wolverines. Got to take a breath, calm it down. Second line out there for the face-off now.
Just a little over-anxious, maybe, just going over the line just a little too quickly. Again, young team, you're going to make those mistakes. You're going to experience those growing pains. It's about how you respond, how resilient this team is, and so far, so good here on opening night from Yost Arena. Michigan will control in their own zone. Casey and Holtz are the defensemen. Here's Holtz. He's double-teamed right away. Around for Casey. McGordy will play it, and he'll bring it up to Brindley. Brindley will dump it in. Back to Brindley. He falls down. Good defense, and here comes Johannes the other way. Johannes bringing it in. He's got Walkie moving in, and good defense by Fantelli, and then thrown in front, and nothing there, and Willis will control. Back down for the Lions. They'll bring it up and start their offensive attack. They need 3 goals as Mitch Allard brings it in. Allard trying to go around Pearson. That does not work, as Pearson does a really good job of getting the puck back for those Wolverines. Halem will play it, and again, this pressure from the Lindenwood Lions has been very good. They love to be on that forecheck and kind of cause some mistakes, as there's another turnover right there outside the zone, however, for the Lions, and they will control. We're just over 2 minutes gone by here in this third period. Michigan leading 6-3. The Wolverines led by a big second period. Samoskevich with 2 goals, along with Halem, Estapa, Granowitz, and Karanen, as that play is stopped as we got a little scuffle. Halem in there for the Wolverines, along with Prouty in front of Burnham.
Seamus Casey has been showing off all 6 years that he's been playing hockey, ever since he played for the 13 and under team from by CompuWare. The question is, as things don't go as well for the Wolverines throughout the plethora of games they have, they're going to be facing harder opponents. They won't always be up. When you listen to defensemen, you hear them sort of referred to sometimes as swords and sometimes as shields. Casey is definitely a sword. Hughes is also a sword. With both of them being Devils draft picks, they're going to have to develop some chemistry. The question is, at some point, do you see 2 offensively minded defensemen, and you see a Hughes and Casey pairing? Right now, Hughes staying with Truscott, his partner from last year.
Interesting point, because both will be playing on the New Jersey Devils in the near future. Seamus Casey is a freshman, Luke Hughes a sophomore. So they'll be playing together. It's about, are they going to be on the same line? And that makes sense if both 2 offensive-minded players would not play together as much when you have Truscott and Holtz more focused defensively. Here we go for the Lions, trying to get things going. Good pressure from the Wolverines. And Lindenwood will bring it up. Good hit there, as Finnegan will bring it in. Kuzma trying to get on his puck, and controlled for the second by the Wolverines. Draper trying to go across. Good D from Finnegan. Finnegan will bring it into the Wolverine zone, then lost it. Estapa, Granowitz. Granowitz lost it again, and back to Lindenwood. So a lot of back and forth early, as that's a turnover. Holt swinging across. Samoskevich missed it wide. Out of the zone for the Lions. Augie waiting, lost it. Samoskevich will try to bring it in, gives it to Fantelli. Fantelli shot just off the pad of Burnham. Controlled by Casey. He'll swing it over to Holtz. Holtz will dump it in. Burnham trying to play it, cannot. And here's Duke. Duke, very patient with the puck, gets it down, looking across. Samoskevich in the middle. Trying to get it back out to Casey at the point. Then Casey does a really good job of keeping it in the zone. Here's Dylan Duke. Back to the point, Casey. Casey across to Holtz. Back to Casey's chance. High and wide. It deflected off a stick. And now we've got a whistle. That we're going to get the referees meeting. Didn't see what happened as to why the whistle was blown.
Me neither. Looks like it's going to be a Lindenwood player going to the box. That's number 8, Kyle Jeffers. second trip to the box, but he only actually served one penalty, as the first time it was a mistake ended up being served by number 3 for the black and gold team. And looking at the replay, it's just a simple trip of Samoskevich out at the point. Samoskevich moving forward. Didn't look like it was an intent. Samoskevich didn't have the puck, but you gotta watch where your stick is. Got caught up in Samoskevich's skates, and Wolverines on another power play. They are 2 for 6. Well, this being the 6th.
Yeah, they have been on the power play often. And here is the 6th power play of the day for the Wolverines. As at the point, True Scott across. Ciccolini. Ciccolini shot off the leg of Hallam. Back to Ciccolini. Back to the point is True Scott. Across. Ciccolini moving in. Chance in front. Blocked by Lindenwood. Burnham went to play it. A lot of bodies there. And then Hallam gets it back to the point. Hallam. Ciccolini. Sending it across. Here's a chance. Hughes. Patient shot save made by Burnham. Michigan in control early in this power play. Back to the point. True Scott across. Ciccolini. Good pass. Hughes waiting. Shot. No. Rebound. Ciccolini just wide. Michigan all over Burnham and this Lindenwood D. Ciccolini cutting in. Chance in front just wide again. Brindley. Hughes. Patient. Good defense by Johannes, but another whistle. And I think we've got another power play for the Wolverines.
It's going to be 5-on-3 for 48 seconds, as going to the box is Prouty. Prouty had a great defensive shift there. He blocked 3 shots, but all came off the same leg, and that made him a slower skater. His left leg looked pretty numb by the end of that, so it led to him going out in front and trying to clear attackers in front of the crease in the other way instead of using your legs, and that's using the shaft of your stick onto their spine, playing it like a xylophone. So that's 2 minutes for cross-checking for Prouty. Wolverines will have a 5-on-3 and a golden opportunity to sort of put a dagger in this one with 15 minutes left, up by 3.
So 45 seconds. So it was 48, now down to 45-40 for Michigan on this 5-on-3. Sending it across, here's Fantilli. Back to the point. Hughes. Samoskevich skating around to the point. Hughes. Fantilli. Hughes. Back. Samoskevich. Hughes. Good movement by the Wolverines. Fantilli got wide. Kept in by Luke Hughes.
20 seconds left on the 5-on-3.
Good swing across. Fantilli. Back to Hughes. Hughes. Fantilli. Good defense by Lindenwood. That was Russian Iski. Back to the point. Huge chance off the pad of Burnham. Here's Fantilli.
5-on-4 now.
So the 5-on-3 opportunity goes away, and here's an opportunity for Jeffers, at least for the second, and then down by Portillo. He'll control things with about a minute left in this power play. Good stick by Lindenwood, so Michigan will have to reset. Here's True Scott. True Scott pressured there by Mitch Allard. Here's Brindley across to Hallam, and Hallam lost it again and right back out of the zone, so nothing doing right now on this power play. About 30 seconds to go as Casey will look up at the board, calm things down with Mitch Allard providing that pressure along with Wozniak. Casey leaving it off. Here's Hallam. Back to Brindley. Brindley moving in. Keeping it to True Scott. True Scott to the point. Here's Casey. Across. Hughes. Oh, and True Scott whiffed on that one, and that will be sent all the way down. With about 7 seconds to go, Portillo trying to field that puck, went right through his stick. And Michigan, after 2 opportunities on the power play, will not get a single goal from those 2. They had a 5-on-3 for 48 seconds. That didn't result in anything as Casey's shot goes wide. And Estapa will play it. Estapa keeping it in the zone. He'll throw it on. Good save by Burnham with about 12:10 to go in this third period. So not a lot going on those 2 power play chances.
No, but I do want to highlight Adam Fantilli. He's, pardon me, Mackie Samoskevich. Very different players. He's got himself 2 goals. and he was posted towards the goal line on the left side, a tough angle to shoot from, a more pass-first kind of guy. And with no career hat tricks, Scouty weighing on his mind, I can get one here. But he chose pass first every single time, shows the maturity of the sophomore.
Mackie Samoskevich will be playing in Florida, coming from San Diego, Connecticut, played in the USHL, and we talked about this off the broadcast. This USHL team is a big, just really just built a lot of Michigan players.
Samoskevich coming from Chicago Steel, and that will be penalty on number 94, Mark Estapa.
So now Michigan back on the penalty kill, so a lot of special extracurricular activities to start this third period.
It's gonna be, not sure what the call was there. Looked like it might have been high sticking as he fell on the face-off. His stick swung up and got someone in black on the face.
So here's Kuzma and Brindley. And Lindenwood with a golden opportunity to get this game back down to 2 goals. Price will leave it for Gannon. Gannon scored the first goal of this game. Gannon will blast one. Good save by Portillo. Gannon trying to get it over to Kuzma. Cannot. And Moyle lost it to Finnegan. Finnegan, Kuzma, good cut in front. Jeffers, chance, rebound. No, rebound again, scores! It's Finnegan! And the lead is down to 2.
The moment the puck went in the net, there's something you never want to see. Portillo, down on his stomach, all starfished out, and when he is a player who, makes a lot of strong, fast movements in the crease, and this is one of the many times he's tripped one of his own players. In fact, this time he tripped 2 of his own players, and one went down trying to dive across and block that shot, end up going in. So when you're on the power play, just 4 skaters, 3 of them down on the ice within a foot of the crease. That defensive positioning cost the Wolverines a goal.
So now Michigan, after being up 6-2 in that second period, all of a sudden this game is still a game. It's 6-4. And Lindenwood has some golden opportunities, and they now have some life here in Yost Arena. Crowd is silent as Truscott is heavily pressured. So he'll get it back to Portillo, back to Ciccolini, and he'll control things. Look how many guys are up the ice, though. All 5 in the zone of Michigan. And then they force an icing. So a really good job from this Lindenwood team, applying the pressure when needed. And it's kind of confused these Wolverines in a bunch of different ways. And you can see it now here in this third period.
The Wolverines, now that they're only up by 2, they're playing more within their shell. They're forming a tighter circle around the crease, around Portillo. And Lindenwood, to their credit, starting to take advantage of that, moving their defensive players even closer to the crease, even farther in front of the blue line, forcing a lot of pressure.
Burnham will play it. Good job by TJ Hughes. Ciccolini battling for it, but then won by Lindenwood. That was Yakimchuk, and he'll bring it out for the Lions, and that one now out of play. And subs will come in with 10:32 left in this third period. Michigan, they've given up a goal, and out 6-4. So this game, still a 2-goal game, still a game. And an opening night when you expected to play the small team from Missouri, first year in Division I, and they have come in here, and despite getting punched in the face, they're resilient. They're battling back, and you got to give them credit.
Not only the first year in Division I, it's the first year in the NCAA as a whole. They spent their whole entire career, with the American Collegiate Hockey Association.
Fantilli trying to go backhand up top. Good save from Burnham, but a really good chance for the Wolverines, trying to get this game back up to three goals. Anderson will play it for Potty. Played again by Lindenwood. Dumped into the zone. Augie and Casey and Sturzer battling. Augie wins that. And another good forecheck play from Lindenwood. And Holtz will try to get it out. And he'll get it across just up into the neutral zone. And then back into the Michigan zone. And and Casey will play it. That was Seamus Casey, and then Samo Skevich will dump it in. Granowitz battling. Price wins that one for Lindenwood, and here they come back the other way. A chance to cut it to one. Finnegan moving in, trying to find Yamachuk in front. Good defense again from the Wolverines. Estapa. Back to Pearson. Fantelli, Granowitz, it hit off the ref, skate, and now played in. Now there was an offsides, delayed offside, so Michigan just had to dump it in. Yamachuk down. Pearson and Fantelli are down there. And now back in the zone, but an icing is called with 8:54 left in this third period. So things, besides these power plays, kind of back and forth. No one really taking control of this ice.
It's funny you say that because that's exactly how it seems. No one's taking control. The Wolverines still out shooting Lindenwood 9-3, but looking at the quality of chances, it is pretty much even. There's a lot of concern about Portillo right now. He hasn't looked confident or strong in his net. Just 17 shots faced, 4 goals allowed. Really rough night for the Michigan starter.
Yeah, it's been very rough, and it's been rough, and I just think if you look at this and you look at the growing pains and the season as a whole, with all the changes from the coaching staff to the players, you were going to experience some growing pains. You just didn't think you would see it against a small team from Missouri in their first year in Division I and first year in the NCAA.
Well, Lindenwood is no stranger to success. They won the ACHA championship 3 times in the past 20 years. In the past 15 years, once in 2009, once in 2010, and most recently in 2016, going over Iowa State twice and Illinois once. So a lot of teams who you'll see in the Big Ten now as big players in the ACHA.
Yeah, but the craziest stat, which I look at for the Wolverines, they have 49 shots on goal.
Yeah, the Wolverines, their offense is moving. They're getting a lot of shots. This period, they've had 10 in 11 minutes, but the quality of chances hasn't been there for the Wolverines.
But you also got to look at this and say, we're at 49-17 in shots, right? You are absolutely dominating the stat sheet, but yet this is a 2-goal game, and they're right back in it, and they have a face-off in your zone.
Not only that, it's now 34-23 is the face-off score, favoring the Wolverines. They're dominating in every aspect of the game.
Except goals, and Brindley's shot goes high and into the netting, and that's something that they're going to have to figure out. They have the talent. The stat sheet is telling us they're a much better team. They're a much more talented team. Yet, you look at it, you watch it, there's just a couple head-scratchers that you're not too happy with if you're this coaching staff. Michigan will have a face-off in Lindenwood zone. It'll be Brindley in there against Kuzma. Kuzma wins that draw and back out of the zone as Gannon will dump it in. Truscott chasing across with Finnegan. Finnegan does a nice job to neutralize the Wolverine. Here comes McGordy. McGordy trying to play it, and Finnegan gets it right back. Finnegan trying to move in, lost it in the middle of the ice. Good job by Nolan Moyle trying to win that one. Brindley now moving in on the right side. Back across. Here's Holtz. Holtz trying to feed McGordy. He does. Good D from Gannon as he forces the turnover. But back to Holtz on this left side as that shot almost deflected past Brenham and hit his pad. Moyle battling. He wins it. Back to Holtz at the point. Holtz throwing it on. Saved by Brenham.
Trent Burnham, to his credit, he wasn't pulled in the... Pardon me, he wasn't pulled in the second period after giving up 5 goals in just 9 minutes. And since then, he's looked really strong. He's had great positioning. His rebound control still leaves a lot to be desired, but that feels like something that's kind of baked into who he is as a person and as a goalie.
Good deflection by Hallam and a chance. It scorches in. It hit off the pad of Brenham and deflected right in the goal. The goal will go to Ciccolini as Michigan increases the lead to 3.
That's got to feel good for Eric Ciccolini, his 9th goal of his collegiate career in his 4th season. First season, fingers crossed, where he'll play the whole time. And that was another really bad rebound by Burnham. He came out towards the right side of the crease, and he angled his pad so the puck snuck past over to the left side of the crease, where there was no defender and let alone no goalie. Ciccolini had an easy tap in. He didn't get all of it, but he got just enough to make the puck sneak over the goal line. 7-4 Wolverines with 7:23 left to go here in this 3rd period.
The Wolverines get the much-needed goal. The crowd is re-energized here in Yost Arena. Things seem to calm down after an up-and-down start to this period as Johannes will leave it for Willis and then back to Allard. Allard, good D from Kerrigan. Back out of the zone. Now back in, and Pearson will control things. Pressure comes from Willis. Right on Pearson's back. Here's Dylan Duke. He'll get it out, but then controlled by Augie. Across to Yamachuk. Yakimchuk trying to throw it across. Good play by Samoskevich to deflect that pass. Samoskevich leaving it off for Fantelli. Fantelli will run after it. Good battle in the corner. Won by Lindenwood. Here they come back the other way, or at least trying to, and they'll reset things. Trying to get it into the zone. Hughes, Ciccolini, Jeffers all battling. Back into the zone. Wozniak will try to play it, and Luke Hughes as well with Jeffers. Won by TJ Hughes. TJ Hughes bringing it in. He lost it, but kept in by Hallam. Hallam trying to get it to the middle. He cannot, and Jeffers will bring it back up for Lindenwood and dump it right to Portillo, who calms things down with 5:52 in this 3rd period. Michigan now in complete control, up 3 goals here in this 3rd period. Hughes moving in. Luke Hughes deflected it off a Lindenwood body pad, and Lindenwood will now control it once again. Trying to get that long pass. That'll be an icing as Portillo puts his hand up with 5:32 shots. 53 shots for the Wolverines, resulting in 7 goals. As for Lindenwood, they have 4 goals on 17 shots. And we've talked about that goalie, just what Eric Portillo has been doing. Hasn't been on his game, as we can tell tonight. Four goals and 17 shots, and you just mentioned Tenzer, Joshua. So it will be very interesting to see how he can improve really on his game.
Well, he hasn't gone out of the crease to make any adventures or dangerous passes ever since that almost goal at the very end of the 1st period. Probably got a real good talking to there by the goalie coach, Jeff Saladeko. Now the Wolverines have to make sure that with 5.5 minutes left, they're not making any mistakes. Lindenwood is going to be playing a lot more aggressive, and we saw it with a couple of stretch passes there, which led to an icing. If Lindenwood and their best players out front, specifically Kyle Jeffers and Cage Sturzer, are trying to make some dangerous passes, trying to force things, it'll leave them open and vulnerable for a counterattack.
Here's Granowitz. He'll be patient, dumping it into the zone at least halfway. Yakimchuk trying to get it to his man, but then controlled by Seamus Casey. Casey leaving it off for his man. He'll chase after it. Granowitz fell down on the ice. He'll exit. A stop-up, trying to get it in the middle. A chance in front for Nolan Moyle. It hit the pad of Burnham. Here's an opportunity. Willis moving it. Good save, Portillo. Allard throwing it across to Willis behind the net. Willis to Price. Price trying to cut in. Lost it. Price a chance. Good block again. Rebound off the pad of Portillo. Johannes in a battle with Casey, trying to get it in front. Allard trying to get in the crease, couldn't, and then Price keeps it in. Johannes. McGordy double teamed, and that will be an offside.
So as I was saying before play continued, if players like Johannes are overextending themselves, much like a boxer going for a desperate haymaker, It leaves them open for a counterattack by the Wolverines. And the Wolverines, a team that have been fantastic at counterattacking last year. And that's going to be a trip, is why play was stopped. Trip on Gavin Brindley. Wolverines on the penalty kill with 4 minutes left to go in the third period, up by 3.
As Jeffers blasts the shot and it deflects off the back of the goal, back of the boards. And here's a turnover. Sam Oskevich moving in. 2-on-1 opportunity, trying to get it to Fantelli. Good job by Jeffers here on the shorthanded chance. Sam Oskevich deflected off a stick, and then Price will try to play. Good pressure by Fantelli, but then eventually controlled by Jeffers. Sam Oskevich will provide the pressure. Price will bring it up. Back to Jeffers. He does a little give and go. Here's Kuzma. Moving in. Good job by Luke Hughes, and he'll ring it around the boards. Trying to get it out. Good save by Gannon. Keeps it to Price. Price to Jeffers. Jeffers in front. Finnegan, a chance. It almost rattled in. It almost deflected in just wide. Hughes will bring it out for the Wolverines. He's got Fantelli. Hughes lost it, and he'll reset. Just over a minute gone by in this power play. Under 3 minutes to go in this game. Michigan leads by 3. That one blasted down. Good save by Burnham as the crowd went ooh and odd over a possible scoring chance from about 75 feet away. Left off for Wilkie. He'll play to Conquest. Conquest trying to move in. Good defense by Kernanen. Here's Prouty to Willis. His chance is deflected off by Holtz. In front, it was hanging there, and a good job. Again, a stop. That was Kernanen, but another open opportunity for maybe if there was a rebound for that to go in. So not sharp goaltending once again. Halem will control things for the time being. Under 10 seconds left on this power play. Left out, and Burnham just gets it by Moyle. Almost an empty netter there. And it's now getting to the point of when do you pull your goalie of Burnham for Lindenwood?
I was going to say, speaking of empty netter, Lindenwood's a desperate team. Maybe get a 6th attacker on there. I know 3 goals is a significant margin to try to make up here in 150.
Doesn't look like he's coming out as Michigan controls possession. Pearson to Moyle. Moyle trying to go across to Estapa. That deflects off and controlled by Lindenwood once again. Just under 1:45 to go here in this hockey game. Opening night here in Yost Arena. Crowd was out and loud as Michigan leading by 3 goals. They had a little bit of a scare in the first period, but battled back in the second and now in the third. 55 shots is the biggest stat, I think, Josh. 55.
Wolverines, a fantastic offensive team. That was sort of their identity coming into this year. They lost a lot of offensive-minded players, but got a lot of offensive-minded players back. The defense was the real question, and giving up 4 goals to Lindenwood is a concern. Granted, just 20 shots by Lindenwood and 8 shots blocked by the Wolverines defense.
Price and Jeffers battling down low. Here is Granowitz. McGordy will chase. McGordy trying to feed it in front. Oh, it just goes off the leg of Draper. Draper will rattle around behind the net. Draper turning, chance. Good kick save by Burnham. Out to Lindenwood, just under a minute to go in this hockey game. Michigan, despite the ups and downs, despite the headaches, despite the growing pains, they have a 3-goal lead over Lindenwood.
Put up more against Lindenwood than Minnesota did. Although with such strange games as hockey, you can't read too much into that.
Oh, he's got to look for the positives. Josh, is that chance? Blasted. And that one goes wide again. Here's Joannis. He's been all over the ice today. I feel like I'm calling his name a lot for Lindenwood. He's just a hustler, a grinder, and you got to be impressed with Lindenwood's competitiveness here in Michigan.
So easy to crawl into a hole when you let up 5 goals in 6 minutes. 5 goals in 9 minutes, but they did not do any such thing.
Under 10 seconds to go. Holtz will control. Then he just turned it over in front, and then almost another scare, but that will do it. Michigan just survives a scare here in this first period. They come back in the second, score 5 goals in 9 minutes, and beat the Lindenwood Lions 7-4. 55 shots on the day for the Wolverines. They get out of opening night. They'll play here tomorrow. And Josh, you'll be on the call for that one as well.
Yes, I will. Peter Nasser and I will be right here on WCBN 1, actually. And that game will be at 7 p.m. And there are a lot of questions that need to be answered. Maybe not during that game, but as the season progresses. Question number 1, Portillo. We talked about him a lot. 4 goals allowed on 21 shots. He hasn't looked confident in his net. Looked solid last game, but when things start to matter, he's a big question.
Yeah, and look, you take some positives, you take some negatives, and you roll right back into tomorrow. It's opening night. It's far away from getting the season really going, but against a really tough test for the Wolverines, especially through that first period. They battled, they were resilient, and they got some big-time goals from some big-time players. So for Jake Singer, for Joshua Tenzer, and for Matthew Levy, have a good night, and go Blue. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.